What is up, Festival Tales fam? And welcome back to the podcast. It's your host, Babs and
Hello.
Bella. Okay, I thought she was going to say something.
I was waiting for you to finish talking.
I was gonna let you say your name, but I should have told you that beforehand. That's on me. That's on me. Um, Anyways, guys, without further ado, we are back once again, guys. If you didn't see our announcement the last episode, Festival Tales is back and we're better than ever. I'm so excited once again to have my brand new and fantastic co-host with me, Bella, over here. She's gonna be reading her first story today, guys. So before we get into that, though, a few quick housekeeping things, guys. Make sure to leave a review on Apple and Spotify for us. We greatly appreciate it. Make sure to give us a follow on all socials, a subscribe on YouTube. And once again, we should have a Patreon coming up here shortly for you guys. We're working out the final kinks for that. But that's one of the best ways to support us. At the beginning of it, once it launches, there's going to be, I think it's a $2 subscription. You're going to get in at the ground level. It will never be that low ever again, but that should be up and running by the time this comes out. So without further ado, let's dive into it. I'm excited what you picked from. We're picking from our old batch of stories, and I'm super
Backlog.
excited which ones you have. We'll be definitely putting out there, guys, that we're going to be asking for more stories, some more recent ones, but we've got some that are ready to go. And I'm excited to see what Bella has picked. Her first story read. Let's
I'm
dive into
so
it.
excited. Yeah, I'm so excited. This is my first story. Okay, so I'm gonna get into it. So I was at a certain event in Orlando recently, Saturday and Sunday night. Someone tried to steal my phone. I was sober as could be. Saturday, I hit a dude Saturday, I hit the dude so hard my pinky is still numb. Sunday, when it happened, I decided to use my elbow and destroyed my elbow on his glass. When he hit the ground, 8 to 10 phones fell out of his bag. I waited for the cops
Oh,
to come grab him. They got 17 phones off him. I hope that all 17 phones got back to their owners.
oh my God.
Phone
That's
thief.
it. That is the story. That's the
That
quick
is the
one.
whole story. Yeah, I just thought I
Oh, we picked a nice, quick, and short one today.
quick
I
and
like
short
it.
one.
I like it. I
I
like the short
figured
pick.
it's one
So
that is timeless.
timeless and relates to all. We can all have been there. So, okay. So she, Saturday, she hit a guy that tried to steal her phone.
Yeah,
And
they
then
tried to
she
steal them.
elbowed a guy on Sunday. Is that what I'm understanding? Twice
Yeah,
it happened?
yeah. It sounds like it was
Pickpocket.
the same guy.
Same guy.
Maybe it was the same guy.
You
I
know, I
didn't
think
specify.
if you're being targeted twice, you're giving off some type of vibe that they can steal from you.
Well, I mean, I don't know if it's giving off the vibe, but
No, I
definitely,
just
it's definitely like
I
weird. I don't know. Some of these events, like it happens. People try multiple times, like multiple people try in like the same night. So I'm not
for
surprised. I feel like though, when this story was submitted, this wasn't as prominent of an issue. Now I'm like, yeah, like 3 people tried to steal my phone.
do you think it's more of a prominent issue now, or do you think that we just hear about it a lot more now as the raving scene's gotten bigger?
I think there's a combination. I do think that we hear about it more because social media is such a big part of live entertainment and festivals and a part of the culture. Um, and people call each other out way more. I also do think that I don't know. I do think that it has become more of an issue as well. Because I think that there's a big market for it, um, especially in other countries to like sell phones. And I think that going to these events where people are sometimes not completely sober, in this case, this person was, but where people are not completely sober and they're not fully aware of their surroundings, it's much easier to target people and successfully take their phones as opposed
Oh
to some
yeah,
like on the subway or like walking down the street or at the
agreed.
grocery or, so it's easy to get a lot of those devices in a short amount of time successfully without getting caught at events like this. And they're just targeted more. But I think that, I don't know. It's hard to say, but I definitely think that with, a few years ago, yes, everyone had a smartphone, but it's like a decade ago, for example, not everyone had a smartphone. So people had Blackberries. These stubborn people had Blackberries, and then everyone else had smartphones, and so
Right.
there's a lot of value in today's technology, and the devices, and these events are just kind of like I don't know, phone thieves. It's the perfect spot to.
Right. It's the perfect storm for all this to go down at once. Someone is paying attention, not paying attention, and they put their phone in their pocket or it misses and it drops while somebody's kind of waiting back, eyeing someone that may be a little out of it, seems to not know where they are type of thing, or it's just not paying attention to their surroundings, and they just take advantage and prey on that. Yeah. I tend to kind of go with you. I think it's a combination. I think the two really just go hand in hand. I think one, it's probably been in the scene. There's always some bad apples. I think, that's how it is. In every scene, you can pick that out. Now, has it gotten way bigger? Yeah, I think there's been way more prominent, especially at the festivals where you'll probably relate to this, or at least understand what I'm saying, is that like there's festivals where ravers go, and then there's festivals where ravers and normies might go for the weekend. And perfect example is here in Florida, in my home state. EDC Orlando is known now that the pickpocketers are there. But in that same sentence, there's a lot more people. Like, I have friends that aren't festival goers, but they go to EDC Orlando because it's there. They know about it. It's a big name. I know EDC. I can go there. I can see acts from all over. I can see regular acts that I might like. I can dabble in bass, but like there's a big slew of people coming into Orlando that weekend. College kids, regular people that have a job, just want to go for one weekend, people that go for just a day. And that attracts those bad apples too, because they realize, hey, some of these people are here. This is their only festival I go to for the week, for the year. They're going to have fun. I can take advantage of that. Sad to say, but yeah, I definitely agree. They go hand in hand. And it's unfortunate that it is occurring more, so it seems. But on the flip side of that, we also have plenty of people out there and companies out there that are changing the game, and how that, how you protect your phone and your belongings. Perfect example for me. I'm a big advocate. I've said this on the podcast numerous times. I've said it on my own podcast numerous times. I'm a big advocate of the fanny pack. Love me a good fanny pack. And if you need something super basic to make sure you don't get your phone stolen or your wallet, a fanny pack. It's so you just put it around your waist. It's almost impossible. I mean, I guess I can't say it's impossible, right? There's a 1% chance someone could sneak their hand in and get it, but like, let's be real. It's way harder if the bag is like right in front of you versus behind you, and it's a small zipper that they have to go through. I mean, let's just face it. There's a lot more complications to get it. So I'm a big fan of the fanny pack, guys. I recommend it. I'm not going to say any brands or any names, unless they want to sponsor us. But we got, and we're open to that. But but I really do love a fanny pack. I have a fanny pack. I rock it, guys. I am out there every day in the trenches with my fanny pack on, and nothing's getting stolen from me.
I'm gonna one up you with the fanny pack. I love the good old fanny pack tether combo. That's my go. Yeah. Those tethers that you can tether your phone to yourself? What if I had a fanny pack? I think it's at my friend's house. If my friend is listening to this, you better give me back my Supreme fanny pack. I miss it dearly. It was the greatest thing I
You just
took it everywhere. Now
you just
it's
brought up
in his
you
car.
just brought up a really
Been
good
there for
point.
6 months and he hasn't returned it.
You just
Um,
brought up a really funny point though, is if as good as a fanny pack is, if someone steals your fanny pack, they will have your stuff.
I did, if you, yeah,
So
I'm mad.
David, we gotta be
Well,
careful.
he
You gotta be
didn't
careful
steal
with
it.
your stuff.
He didn't steal it. I completely left it in his car. I
No, I
totally
know, I know.
left it in his car, but like, it's funny.
I didn't mean him precisely. Yeah, I just meant
Yeah.
in general. I
No,
will
that was
say
completely on me.
in
Um,
full disclosure, funny Bab story here. I probably told this before, but in my first EDC Orlando 2017, I was helping a friend who is not having a okay time. And I was helping a friend out, and I don't know what, I think it was just like on me, and it felt weird, and it was, whatever. I took my hydration pack off, and I just put it next to me. Just put it next to me. But I was so occupied with helping my friend that when I turned around and when it was time to leave, turn around to go get my bag, gone. Someone just took the whole bag. Yeah. Yep.
that's
Yep.
horrible.
So
You
don't,
know,
if you have it on, guys, don't take it off.
yeah, no, I love that's that. Yeah, I feel you there. So my first Lost Lands ever, first camping festival, first Lost Lands, like went to Lost Lands with people I did not know in a state that I've never been to by myself. Like I took a Greyhound bus there. First day during BTSM, I take a video, I put my phone in my pocket. Not
Mm,
20 seconds later, I go to grab it from my pocket and it's not there. And
yeah.
then I get 30 people around me to start looking for it. And I'm freaking out. And these people that I don't know just kind of like pull me to the side. They're like, it's going to be okay. Like, it's a phone. We're going to figure it out. Thank God I had my mom's phone number memorized at that point because I'm, I grew up with landlines for a very small amount of time. Some people listening to this maybe didn't, which blows my mind, but thank God I had her phone number memorized because of
Yeah.
that. Thank God for landlines. Um, and so I contacted her and we were able to, like, through my mom, figure out how to get a phone to the closest Apple store, which was like 30 miles away. And I Ubered and it was like a whole thing. But I like realized I'm like, it's just a device, whatever, whatever. But it was so scary because I was like, I didn't know what I was getting myself into. And then I didn't, my only connection to the outside world, like the only means I had to book a bus back home. Um, all the videos I took that day, all my contacts, like they were all gone. So
Yeah.
it was definitely a scary situation when you're there.
Yeah. You get worried because I've had a phone stolen full as well. Not actually not in that same situation where I lost my bag.
That
Ironically,
is a different
the
situation.
bag was a different situation, but the same festival the next year, so back to back years. Second year, I am watching Cascade. I love taking videos. So I was taking a video of the stage, and I remember I put my phone in my pocket, and I was hanging out, watching it, and I was like, I'll be honest, I was zoned out. I was loving the music, the bright. It was the year EDC Kinetic Love where they had the two people on stage holding the heart, and it was this huge cathedral looking stage. Anyways, I love the cathedral stages, so I was just in awe, and I'm like, oh, this is so beautiful. Cascades playing, it's got some really nice, relaxing, great music. And I was like, suddenly like the colors changed to like this cool, vibrant red on the stage. And I was like, I gotta do a video of this. And I go to reach, boom, gone within no more than 5 minutes. I mean, gone. And same thing, couldn't find it, never got it back. I think it showed up in like, it was either me or was my buddy. We've had our phone show up, like it popped back up on his Find My Friends, where like your devices, and it popped up in Hong Kong.
I've heard that story before.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Mine pinged 2 weeks later in like the middle of nowhere, Colorado. But everyone else that I've heard who's gotten their phone stolen says it's like always in the same spot in Hong Kong or
Yeah, yeah, it's weird. Yeah, they ship them over, I guess, for parts, and I'm sure they
that's
just
like
literally. I'm sure it's
crazy
just
to
for. I'm so positive it's probably just like someone steals it, they sell it back for parts, and then they make a brand new iPhone with it. Like it's just
me.
this, it's a
Yeah,
cheap way for Apple to make a brand new iPhone. They just use stolen parts.
No, I
That's
have
my
my
conspiracy theory
conspiracy
for the
theories
day.
aren't that deep, but I do have conspiracy theories. All the phones that are stolen at these festivals are all going to the same place. And I do believe it. I do believe it to some extent. To some extent, I
Yeah,
think multiple operations, but
yeah, yeah.
part of me is kind of like, well, what if it's the same thing? Like, what if it's the same people all doing this? But
I'm
yeah,
sure you could make a profession out of going around to different festivals and pickpocketing phones and selling the old device. I'm sure you could probably
yeah.
make better money than most people in their 9 to 5. Now that doesn't mean you should do it. That's very unethical.
No, you definitely shouldn't because karma will come get you. In
Yeah,
the case
yeah,
with this gentleman in this story where he had 17 phones and got arrested. Um,
yeah.
so yes, and karma is very real, and that's why I love the concept of plur, and I know that it's kind of become very candy kid like cringe, but I do try to live by it because karma is real. When you go to these events, be nice to each other, please. Don't steal each other's stuff, even if you can flip a profit. You never know what someone's going through. Be compassionate. Maybe they're not trying to be rude or mean. Maybe they're just dealing with something. But yes, like don't do bad things at these festivals. Don't steal from people. Don't steal their backpacks. Don't steal their phones.
No.
Because the people that succeed in this world are the people that put one foot in front of the other, work hard, and are good people, not the people that steal stuff from each other. And it's very disheartening to see that this has become so much like such a huge issue in the scene. You do make a fair point that it does happen at larger festivals more often, um, which I actually learned recently that, so how you have different festivals that are on the same weekends?
Hmm.
You know why that is?
I just assumed a lot of times it's different companies doing it on their own fest.
Yes, but no. Well, there are more festivals now than there ever have been, so it's like really hard to pick a weekend that isn't occupied. But people will purposely schedule their festivals like on Labor Day weekend, Memorial Day weekend, conflicting with EDC, conflicting with different like major festivals because they want the real ravers to come to their festival because all the mainstream people are gonna you know, deprioritize going to smaller festivals if they can go on vacation or they can go to the big pretty like festival that weekend. So I learned that is something that some festivals do strategically. It's not to annoy us.
No, that makes sense for some too. Yeah, I feel like a lot of it too is like where holiday weekends they're probably just like I think of like a local holiday weekend one, like a Labor Day, Memorial Day weekend, and it's almost like it's more of just a money grab in the sense of, hey, these people are, off 3 days. They're gonna do
Yeah.
something.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
like
yeah,
3-day weekends are kind of the best time to kind of to attract people that are like genuinely like the music and are part of the community, but also have that time to do that.
yeah.
So
No, 100%. I see. Yeah, I agree. Well, all right. So are we to close out with this? Are we okay the beating up of people that steal phones?
um, I
Because that was the
say
only part of this. That was the only part of the story we haven't touched on yet.
that is you know,
I say if you catch someone, here's where I'll stand. I won't put you in a spot like that. I more just was asking like the guests, I mean the listeners think of it. Here's where I stand on it. You can agree or disagree. You maybe grab them to try to stop them from running away, and then you hand them over to the authorities with the 17 stolen phones, so you get them and let that handle itself out. You do your best to not get physical with them. Obviously, they're going to try to be with you, but You do your best. I mean, look, push comes to shove, you do what you got to do. I'm not gonna judge you how you handle it. I think though, in the name of handling things in the best raver plur way possible, you try not to fight them. You just hand it over to the authorities. Call it a day.
Yeah, I mean, there are situations where it's harder to get to the authorities
Of course,
as well.
we saw that video of that kid that they remember they like held him in the corner or something until people came. That's what I'm saying. Like something like that. Just hold him and don't let him until he gets cops there. It's
I
harder to
think,
do.
yeah, I think that you know, I've seen people encounter phone thieves in the act without getting physically violent with them. And I don't know. I don't condone violence. Definitely. I do think that if you encounter someone who's doing this in this type of setting, you can be
Hey, I
criminal.
understand. I
I don't know how
understand
to
it.
do
Right.
that.
No, no, yeah. I'm
If
not
you know what I
saying,
mean.
yeah,
Um, but yes, I think that um, you know, usually people, if they see something like that, they'll interfere at festivals more than they would in the real world because the bystander effect is um, like very real. And it is at these festivals, but if you see someone kind of in that type of situation, in that type of altercation, I feel like people are more likely to get involved because every other person has been a victim of a phone thief. And it is
yeah.
horrible when you're just going to have fun and you bring your phone because you want to find your friends and preserve the memories. And you
Yeah.
end up losing this like thing that you have in your pocket that you use for work, for social life, for everything. And then you have to go buy a new one. Like that sucks. So I think everyone can kind of relate to that. So people are more likely to get involved. Definitely, I don't know. Like I said, I don't want to condone violence, but I think you gotta stop them until the authorities come by any
I
means.
totally agree. It's best. It's the best thing you can do. I understand the other aspect of it 100%. I ain't gonna knock anybody if that's what you do. I'm also not gonna sit here and tell you to do that. So, with that being said, I think we've closed out the story. The last thing to say is ways to stop this theft. Wear a fanny pack, tether your phone, put your phone in a safeguarded backpack if you have one, or don't bring it, but that's really not an option. Let's be real. Without further ado,
There are bags that are designed specifically to protect your belongings,
yeah.
you know, that have clips on the
And
zippers.
we'll gladly we'll gladly talk about those bags
Mhm.
if they want to join.
I have a few myself. Yeah, just be careful, watch your phone, put on Find My iPhone, share your location, and make sure your phone can't be turned on airplane mode while the screen is locked.
Hmm.
There's a setting in your phone. I'm not going to go into it now, but update that so that you can't put your phone on airplane mode when the lock screen is on because
I
it'll
like
control
that.
your phone if you ever lose it or anything. So,
Didn't know that was possible. That is a great last tidbit to end on here. Great first story, one that we can all relate to. I've been there myself. You say you've been there. I'm sure it affects more people than we even know. Horrible thing. Let's do our best, guys, in the community to put a stop to it. If we see it, get it, stop it, send them, return them to the authorities, all that stuff. So, but without further ado, guys, great episode. Bella's first read. Woo!
let's go.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode, guys. Once again, please like the podcast, subscribe if you can on YouTube, give us a follow on Spotify and Apple. We greatly appreciate it. And give us a follow on all socials. We'll put them in the description. Goodbye, everybody. Peace.